All right, guys, let's begin. Let's begin. I hope the network stays like this, right? So the only thing you can do now is to tap on your screen and share the live. That's all. But we want to understand tonight why, what actually predisposes the production of X sperm cells more than Y sperm cells. So much information. Good evening, Mickey Delia. Good to see you. Right, that is the gist tonight, right? So just tap on your screen, share the live, and make sure you're learning something tonight, right? All right. So if you have a question, hold on to that question. Maybe by the end of the gist, we'll take your questions. Is that okay? All right. So the question most couples, many couples actually, ask quietly, right? You know, I said, when I was introducing this yesterday, there are some men, regardless of how many baby mamas they have, it's just female gender they keep on or they produce more female gender than they produce male gender. And you often want to wonder, like some will say, now so God they give me, right? Right? And some women have been thrown out of their homes because of this situation. But there's a biology to it. There's an understanding to it. When knowledge is hidden, a lot can go wrong in the society. And I tell you what I'm talking about tonight, you will never hear it anywhere else. You will not. Right? So so we're gonna be dealing with that quiet question that people ask over and over again. Christy LaBelle, I see you. Good to see you. How's today? Right? Now, across many cultures, right? Couples sometimes wonder, is it possible for a man to produce more female sperm than male sperm? Is it possible? Right? Or maybe we should make it even more simpler. Can something make a man produce more girls than girl determining sperm than boy determining sperm? So the more simpler way to put that question is, can something make a man produce more girl determining sperm than boy determining sperm? Can something make that happen? Right? Now this question often arises when family notice patterns, like a man having only daughters with multiple partners. Right? Now you start having kids, you start having kids. 5 girls already. They say, this woman, you don't want to give me a man. You don't want to give me a boy child. Oh, I leave this house. Then she left. Another woman coming. Girls and girls and girls and girls and girls. And you throw away that one too. You bring in another one. So the cycle just continue. Right? It's a question. Why? A man having only daughters with multiple partners. Right? A couple having several children of the same sex. Whether, of course, I've seen a household of 9 girls, a household of 11 boys. They are looking for a gender. They're looking for a gender. Looking for a gender. Why? You see, nature has answers to everything. But the question is, how many of us are willing to learn anything at all? Right? Also, there is the cultural belief that suggests that diet or behavior can influence a baby's gender. Right. Well, on the live stream, one thing we try to do is to make you understand what might influence this outcome. We'll tell you about the biology. And to begin the gist, let's go back to the basic science of how sex is determined. If you're still here, please talk to me in the comment section. Type I'm here. Type I'm here. Then I know we are ready for the gist. Talk to me. Are you here? Talk to me. Right? Oh boy. Oh boy, I tell you. There's so much information, but now the time is almost gone. But we will. If we can't finish it tonight, we'll continue tomorrow. Right? We'll continue tomorrow. So let's begin with the chromosome story. Right? The chromosome story. You know the chromosome story? The X and the Y. Is that Sumi Love? I saw Sumi Love. Sumi Love is here. Good to see you. You're welcome. Good to see you, Sumi Love. Right? So let's begin with the chromosome story. Before we can answer this question, why a man can have girls and girls and girls and girls, even if he has 10 baby mamas. Let's start from the beginning. Let's tell the whole story from the beginning. Is that okay? Now, every human cell, right? I'll try to be as simple as possible. All right. Thank you very much, Sumi, for the heart. Every human cell normally will contain 46 chromosomes. Good evening, Sumi Love. Every human cell, every cell you have on your body, or rather in your body, has 46 chromosomes, and they are arranged in a way that they are arranged in a pair of 23, right? So 1, 2, 3 to 23 in twos. Thank you very much for I don't know what that is. I just put it there, right? So those chromosomes, they are arranged in 23, but they are paired up, right? So one of these pairs of 23, one of the pairs. Thank you very much for the roses. Good day. Is that Dija? Dija is here. Hello, Dija. How is the baby kicking? I know, she's fine. She's fine. Right? So, 46 chromosomes arranged in 23 pairs. Now, out of the 23, one of those pairs, right, determines the sex. The reason why you are a male or female is because one of those 23 is what determines the sex, right? Whether it is female, that is the XX gender, or the male, that is the XY gender. And remember, the mother's egg always will carry an X chromosome. Always. The egg cannot be anything else. It is always X chromosome, right? And that will mean that the only thing she can contribute is X. You see the reason why we must educate, especially traditional men, right? We must educate them, right? So that they don't keep on troubling and changing women, thinking that they are the problem. They are not the problem. Why? Because the father's sperm contributes either an X sperm chromosome or a Y sperm chromosome. Either it's going to be a Y chromosome sperm or X chromosome sperm, right? So the sperm determines whether the baby will be a boy or the baby will be a girl. It is the sperm that determines that. So if an X sperm fertilizes the egg, which is always X, a girl will result. And if a Y sperm fertilizes the egg, which is always an X, a boy will result. Simple biology, right? Simple biology. And this is what makes the father biologically responsible for the sex of a baby. So biologically, it is the father that is responsible for whether you're going to have a boy or a girl. Next question. Do men produce equal number of X and Y sperm? That should sound logically you want to say yes or no. Christy said, "Nah, then they cheat women while we go there." you, you better. I think you better enjoy it because the reason why there's so much pressure on women because of lack of knowledge. There's so much ignorance. But by the time the knowledge go around, women will enjoy their position, right? so so I was going to ask the question: do men produce equal number of X and Y sperm cells? Do they? Does that happen like that? Under normal biological conditions, right? The testis. Now listen. Under normal biological conditions, the testis produce approximately equal numbers of X-bearing sperm and Y-bearing sperm under normal conditions. Underline, under normal conditions, almost equal. Now this is because sperm are produced through a process that divides cells into equal halves, right? That is the reason why they should be almost equal, right? Now each sperm would either receive the X or the Y. Remember, I'm already an XY. So if my cells will divide, is it necessary we divide into XY? It's not so. Simple logic, right? Simple logic. So if I'm producing 1,500 sperm cells per second, it is expected that equal halves, 750, should be male and female sperm cells. Logic, right? But again, let's go on. Then you understand something. In real life, in real life situation, there are circumstances that can skew these statistics slightly in real life situation, right? Because there are certain biological factors that may favor the survival or the performance of one type of cell over the other. Remember, we have almost equal number being produced. In the production, it's almost equal. Right? Winx. Is that Winx? Winx is here. Good to see you. Bobo Lower Pekin, can you confirm to me you are still here? Confirm to me you are still here. I want to be sure. Right? So when in the production of sperm cells, there's almost equal number of X and Y that's produced. But however, there are certain biological and environmental factors that can favor or mar the survival and performance of one cell type to the others. And that is the reason why we're having this discussion tonight. Right? That's the reason. A quick look at the difference between the X sperm cell, and the Y sperm cell. Quick look. Right? A quick look. Is that Ashakuma? Is Ashakuma here? Ashakuma is here. Now, even though Both types of sperm look similar under microscope. When you look at the semen under microscope, the sperm cells look similar. You cannot tell that this one is X or Y. No, you cannot do that. Right? They look similar, but there are subtle biological differences that exist between the two of them. Right? I tell you, you may not hear this. You may not hear this everywhere. Right? So let's look at the X-bearing sperm. Let's look at the X-bearing sperm. These X-bearing sperm cells, they are the ones that carry the X chromosome, right? Happily. But something about them is that um, is larger. Listen, the X-bearing sperm, they are larger and contain more genetic material. Why? The reason is because the X sperm contains slightly more DNA than Y. That's one. Number two, because of they can carry more load, they are likely to be slightly heavier than the Y. Surprise! So now women they always carry load. They always carry load. If it's not the load in the front, it's the load in the back, or even back and front at the same time. Some research has suggested that X sperm cell may be more resilient, right? They may be more resilient under stressful conditions than that of Y. Is it not the same thing? Women take more stress than men do. Sexy Chin, good to see you. You're welcome. If you're coming here for the first time, make sure you're following me. We're talking about why some men will always have female gender. That is the gist tonight. But to understand that, we need to understand the characteristics of the X sperm cell and the Y sperm cell, right? So I just said that the X sperm cell contain a lot more DNA. They are slightly heavier, right, than the Y. So what about the Y? Let's look at the Y. The Y bearing sperm cells, they carry smaller Y chromosome. Y chromosome is not heavy. It's smaller, and because of the the smaller DNA load, they are slightly lighter, and studies have shown that because of their lightness, they run faster. Aha! Are you understanding something now? Because you've always heard that Y chromosome run faster. Y chromosome run faster. Nobody ever told you why they do, right? But their smallness and lighter configuration and ability to run faster comes with the price. It comes with the price. Right? It does mean they are more fragile under unfavorable conditions. They're more fragile. Are you understanding something? If up until this point you understood anything, just type understand in the comment section. Let me be sure somebody is understanding what I'm saying. We're looking at the difference between the X sperm chromosome and the Y sperm chromosome, and why some men are more predisposed of having only girl child. No amount of knack where they want knack where they will get boy. Hello, Carmen. Good to see you. You're welcome. Are you following me yet, Carmen? You want to follow me, right? So this difference in the Y cell and the X cell, this difference we talked about, is what forms the basis of the theory of sex selection. So if you're a man here and you're about to throw your wife away because she doesn't have a male child. Hold on, hang in there. Hang in there. Understand knowledge, have knowledge first, right? So, I haven't talked about these two differences. Let me show us the factor that can favor X sperm cells. Yeah, who's ready for that gist? The factor that can favor X sperm cells. No wonder there are lots of women in this world more than men. This is a very central, right? Who is this looking? So we're going to talk about the factor that may favor X sperm cells, right? And it's a very central topic. I tell you, if you understand this, you have solved majority of the fertility concern, right? Especially, I want traditional men to listen to this gist because they are the ones that always have issues, right? So, what could predispose the fertilization, rather the fertilization process, to favor the X sperm, the sperm that leads to female? What could favor that? There are several biological and environmental factors that can influence this. I know you want to know, right? I know you want to know. Number one. So, repeat after me. Number one. Right? Number one. What could favor X sperm cell to form a baby girl more than the Y sperm cell that forms a baby boy? I tell you, that's why we have more women in this world. Number one, it is the timing of intercourse relative to ovulation. That's the first thing. And of course, you know that popular theory that suggests that timing plays a role. Oh yeah. Because some research have shown that Y sperm swim faster, but they die sooner. So all those macho activity full of energy that Y sperm do, they only run fast to die early. Whereas the X sperm swims slowly like women would do, right? Swim slowly, but they survive longer. They don't stress themselves. They enjoy, they chop life. They go. Now, according to this timing theory, Christine Labelle said, even sperm they can't work. I tell you, women from cellular level, they are wahala too much. Right? So, based on this timing theory, intercourse several days before ovulation may favor the X sperm cell because they swim longer while they are waiting for the egg. So they live longer and they keep swimming. They are not in a hurry to go anywhere. Whereas all the Y sperm cells rush forward. The egg is not yet available, but the egg swim and they got there. The egg is not there and they just die off. But these ones are still coming, right? They are still coming. They are still making some progress. Then intercourse, according to that theory, intercourse that is done very close to ovulation may favor the Y sperm. Why? Because they run faster. On your mark set, boom. So if the egg is already there, they fertilize it. That's the theory, right? Everybody knows that theory. Let me take out this music. So where was I? So now we talked about the first theory of timing. Some say that when you have intercourse far away from the time of ovulation, you're likely to have a female child. Some say if you have intercourse close to ovulation, you have a male child. That is still in the scientific world, we still have a mixed reaction about that. So whether it's working, it's left for more research to be done, right? It's still a mixed reaction. It's not as if there's a conclusion to that. But again, that is number one in the gist. The second thing is the vagina and cervical environment, right? The vaginal and cervical environment. So please, can I DM? You can DM me at a cost, right? You can DM me at a cost. Let me. Yes, you can DM me, of course. All right. All right. So the second thing is vagina and cervical environment. Now, the female reproductive tract that we kept talking about for years, Monera, I see you. You're welcome in. Right? You see that cervical mucus? Right? We've talked about it before, I think sometime last year. So the female reproductive tract is actually not one passive environment where sperm can just find their way. I told you a lot about the female reproductive tract and the hurdle that sperm has to go through to fertilize an egg, right? Um, the cervical mucus, the pH level, the immune response, all influence what sperm had to survive. It's a treacherous journey for sperm. So as you are knocking, you are enjoying yourself, you are saying harder, harder, harder. Think of what sperm had to go through before they can fertilize the egg. Some studies have shown that more acidic environment may favor the X sperm cells, right? If the uterine tract, especially that vagina, if the pH is acidic, it will favor the X. In other words, the X sperm cell will survive more than the Y would do. Of course, for obvious reasons, but I will not go into those details. Don't worry about that. Right? And if it's more alkaline, if the environment is more alkaline, it will favor. Alkaline means it's not acidic, right? It will favor the Y cells. So what does that tell you? I will not say this one. This one you have to pay. You have to using this knowledge. There's something you can do. So this environment could influence which sperm survive the journey through the cervical mucus. That knowledge gives you an idea, right? Yes, alkaline favor boys, but the difference is not so wide, right? The difference is still subtle and is not fully predictable. Is that okay? But understand the concepts. So that is concept number 2. Concept number 3, right? Is that vibe with Helly? Good to see you. Concept number 3 is maternal age. Maternal age. Oh boy, this is very interesting. Maternal age may slightly influence the probability of having girls. Right? Right? If you look at your environment, those ladies who turn out to have maybe one child in much, much, much older age, majority of them have girls. Is it not so? you some population studies have observed that older mothers tends to have a slightly higher chance of female birth than male birth. Look at your environment. You understand what I'm talking about? All right? Is this clear? And the possible explanation for this is the changes in the cervical mucus composition, the hormonal changes that affect sperm survival, and differences in embryo implantation success. These are the possible explanations. Right? You're trying for 4 years and still nothing. Calm down. You need knowledge. You need knowledge. Is that okay? So that is how age impacts the gender. Right? That's how age impacts the gender. That is the third thing I've said today. All right. When I get to women, now this month I'm talking about men. I want to deal with male infertility. So when I'm done, then I'll go to women and pick out all the parts of their system one after the other. So when we hit the ovaries, we'll deal with PCOS. Is that okay? So you want to be very patient this year, because this year, by the end of this year, those who have been following me from the beginning should testify of positive pregnancy, because knowledge is the key, right? Kodian Williams, I see your question. Keep at it, but remember, it's not just supplement. There are several things that determine. I wish you were here yesterday, but keep coming. I'm going to deal with the other issues. All right? It's very simple. When it comes to infertility in men, 9 out of 10 of the problem is reversible. Right? So if you have missed anything, go to YouTube, go and check out the old videos. Right? Search my name, Dr. Godwin EMD. Search it. All the previous videos. Everything I've said about sperm is there. And I tell you, most of the cases are reversible. Don't worry yourself. Right? Don't worry yourself. The only thing you should worry about now is to tap on your screen so that more people will see us. Why? Because by the end of this year, everybody would have collected, right? All right, so that was the number 3 thing. Number 3 thing is maternal age. Right? So you're more likely to have girl child in your older age than when you are much younger, for the reasons I've given. Number 4. Right? Thank you for the follow. I'll follow you back as soon as possible. Number 4. There's also the paternal hormonal environment. Aha! Back to men, right? Oh boy, I love talking about men. Therefore, men, sperm count and motility is okay. 2%. I will be more interested in the motility. What is the motility? Right? What is the motility? So why? Because even if you have a 5% motility, your pregnancy is still possible. Is that okay? Yeah. Right. Is that okay? Okay, where was I? Paternal hormonal environment also can determine the gender. Right? All right. Like this Kadian Williams, I think you should even DM me, right? I think you should DM me because your gist will be long. We need to talk heart to heart. Is that okay? So DM me, fertility consultation. Hit the DM and let's talk about it. So we're talking about paternal hormonal environment. Right? Now, hormones in the father may influence sperm production pattern, right? Now, if you were here earlier, you already understand where we're coming from. Now, testosterone levels, one, stress hormone like cortisol, two, and other environmental exposure may affect sperm development. It does. And some research have shown, right, that lower testosterone environment will slightly favor the survival of X sperm cell than Y. You see, even at cellular level, what determines a woman survives more than what determines a man. So men will just come to this world and die. But again, this gist about paternal hormone is still in research. But just understand that something like that can happen. Right? The number 5 thing to consider is stress. Stress. When it comes to man and sperm production, you see stress? You want to deal with stress? I tell you the truth. All right? Stress affects hormonal levels. No, not the total. I need the progressive. Why? The progressive, please. What's the percentage of the progressive? You are okay? All right. So high stress level will increase cortisol. Why? Cortisol is stress hormone, and stress hormone antagonize testosterone. Right? It's good. It's good. Vibe. Just go and knock. Right? Go and knock. Come up for this live stream. Go and knock. You don't get any problem. Where was I? I kept answering vibe over and over again. Just go and knock. You don't get problem. Where was I? I was saying that high stress levels will increase cortisol, and this stress hormone also influences reproductive hormones. Cortisol hates testosterone. So as cortisol is going up, testosterone is coming down. And of course, again, studies have shown that they don't study a wartime study and economic crisis studies. Right? Watch what is happening to our men. You should have mercy on us now. They did a study for wartime, an economic crisis study, and they observed that higher proportion of births are female. Why? Because Y sperm does not survive. Stress is not favorable for Y sperm. Right? I will not repeat it so that you come and pay me so that I get knowledge. Even the embryo that is male do not do well under stress. And all the nurses in the house, midwives in the house, please talk to me. Under stressful birth, between male and female, which one survive more? Which one survive more? This delivery is so stressful. And when it comes to chances of survival between male and female, which one survive? Talk to me. So long story short, stress favors female birth than male birth because male do not do well under stress, but yet we are born into stress. That is not fair. Right? So that's the reason. So stress affects the Y chromosome badly. It does. Right. Of course, again, remember environmental toxin. If you're just joining, you want to follow me, share the live. That will be one of the best things you do this year, right? Because you will learn until your head start falling off. So, environmental toxin is the exposure to environmental chemicals may also affect sperm population. Again, it does not favor Y sperm cells. It doesn't. It doesn't. For example, pesticides, industrial chemical, heavy metals. It doesn't. Miss Clarice, good to see you. You're welcome. This white sperm cell is agebotta. But yet, when they form man and the man is born, we are born into stress. That is not fair. If you want that, you can come to Abuja. That's where I am, right? Right. So that is number. Is that the number 6? I'll catch who is following me now. What number are we now? Is it 5 or 6? I want to be sure who is following me. If you don't like to learn, you certainly not. Christy Labe, you are not following me at all. You are not following me at all. Your followership is almost 0. Vibe, DM me. DM me. All right, we are what I just talked about number 6, so we are going to number 7. Is that okay? Yes, stress is number 6. So let's talk about number 7 now. Is that okay? Number 7 is the effects of temperature. Remember temperature? And please always remind me to stand up if I've spent more than 2 hours sitting down. Men that are doing live stream, stop sitting down for too long. Your balls will thank you for it. Men are not supposed to sit down for too long. If you sit down, stand up, make breeze blow, right? You can carry fan and blow. Why? Because you want more sperm to be produced. Temperature effect of temperature. You see, temperature can affect sperm health. And again, the Y sperm are sometimes believed to be sensitive to heat more than the X sperm. Right? All right, I'll see it. Right? When you have high testicular temperature, what can cause it? What can cause this high testicular temperature? Tight clothing. You know, we're living a day and time when men now are wearing tight pants. Right? I don't know what kind of fashion is that. Well, I was born in the old school, right? Right? They will not only have tight pants, it's not sitting on their waist. And that's ridiculous. Right? So, tight clothing does not favor sperm production. Right? That's number 1. Number 2, prolonged sitting down. That's why I want to rush the live stream and finish on time so that I don't sit here for a very long time. It's not going to favor me. Right? So if you have your man, your partner, your husband, advise them. Stop sitting down for too long. We need more cooler temperature there. Is that okay? That's number 2. Number 3, hot baths. And I'm always particular about those who sit in hot tubs. No, it's not for you. It's not for you. There are also those who work in environments that expose them to heat. If may survive heat stress slightly better than the Y. You can see the Y cell is always that fragile. Forget this macho that we do. Cellular level, we are fragile, right? So these are the possible reasons why some men will keep on having girls. You can adjust it. Number 8, which is the last one. I don't want to keep counting. The last one is genetic factor. Yes, so Christy Labelle, they are cooking their balls. That's not nice. So men, stop cooking your balls. Stop. You don't know. Putting laptops on your laps, phones in your pocket, sitting down for a very long time in the name of live stream or some remote job or something like that, or 9 to 5, or you are a driver, you drive long distance. It's not going to help. Right? Because the temperature there is increasing. I told us about the research that was done on conductor and driver fertility, right? The conductor is more fertile than the driver. Why? Because the conductor is always standing and has more air. Nana Ama, good to see you. You're welcome. If you're just joining, I'm sure you're seeing me for the first time. You want to follow me so that you catch me tomorrow too, right? So you're welcome. So the last factor I want to talk about is genetic factor. Some families appear to produce more children of one gender across generation. That's genetic. And this raises the possibility that genetic factor is the father. Thank you very much, Ivy. Right? This, what I just said now, raises the possibility that genetic factor in the father may influence sperm chromosome distribution. Right? Yes. Right? Some people, generation to generation, daddy gave birth to majority boys, grandpa majority boys, you have come on scene majority boys, then the other generation girls, this generation girls, the next generation come girls. These are all genetic things. Certain genes have a subtle bias when it comes to production. I will not go into all that detail. Just know that there is a genetic factor to it, and it's not a bad thing. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. And this genetic there's one they talked about genetic abnormality. I will not give the details, right? And that genetic abnormality can actually cause significant imbalance in the X and Y sperm production, right? Where you have certain chromosomal or testicular disorder. This is even a disorder. It's not even a normal situation. It will alter how the sex chromosome separates during sperm formation. Then you have more X than you have Y. And these conditions are actually uncommon. It's not common, but it is a biological bias. Martha is here. Hello, Martha. Good to see you. So, back to the elephant in the room. I've said a lot of things. You should now have the answer to the question. But let's go back to the answer to the elephant in the room, right? Let's go back there. Why families sometimes have only girls. Some women have even been thrown out of their house. Say, you know, Sabi born boy for this family. Right? Right? The person that is responsible for the gender is throwing out the person that is not responsible for gender. Not be juju be that. You know? Excuse me. Something very interesting. Now, even without this biological bias, right? Even without the biological bias, probability alone can actually create patterns. The probability that it's only sperm cells of X chromosome that will be fertilizing the egg. Nature, in some cases, will determine that. Because sometimes you see in some families, you have a boy first, girl follows. Boy next, girl follow. How do you begin to process that in your mind? Right? Then for some others, you have a female, then all boys follow. Some others, you have a male, then all boys follow. These are just biological bias that is happening because it's a bias because each pregnancy have a 50-50% chance, right? Now, when you are considered every other thing I've said today, it does because nature is randomized. It's randomized, right? Some family will have 4 girls in a row. That is possible statistically. Some will have 5 boys in a row. That is possible statistically, right? Right, that's possible. Yeah, and so many things to say. So many things to say, especially coming from a place. Like I for one come from a place of many boys and a singular girl, right? That is possible, but many things to say. Many things to say, but I will leave that for another day. Let's talk biology, right? So all these are just biological biases that can happen. But the worst part of the gist is the misunderstanding that people have, right? Please, gender is man related. It's the man that determines the gender. So if you lack knowledge, come let us teach you, right? For couples that are trying to conceive, please don't focus too much on the baby's sex or gender. You will distract yourself from your goal. You will. The more important thing is achieving a healthy pregnancy. So leave this gender thing alone because many of the factors that affect sperm health, like diet, lifestyle, stress management, sleep, they are far more important for your fertility than boy, girl that you are trying to determine. So stick to your health first, right? Then anyone will come collect. Nowadays, now women they even the hammer. Look at they've left us behind. Women don't hammer finish. Oh boy. All right. So I want to take some questions quickly before I go. Because remember, I'm not supposed to be sitting down for long.